Good morning, Las Vegas. Welcome to Vegas Realty Check, your local Las Vegas news show happening right here every Thursday morning. We bring you up-to-date information and boots-on-the-ground information on local real estate here in Las Vegas. And this week, we actually have our Community Spotlight, where we like to highlight local businesses and share them with our community. Before we get into that, we're going to do what we always do and talk about our real estate numbers this week, which if you have been liking, sharing, subscribing, or tuning in, you know that at the first of the month, we always talk about the previous month, and the beginning of every episode, we talk about what our numbers are in Las Vegas. And there's not much happening that is different this week. We've seen a slight rise, about 150 houses each week coming on the market. That's no different this week. Our single family residents in the Las Vegas Valley are 4,361 homes available. That's ticking up slowly but surely. Like I said, about 100 homes a week. Our solds are about 346 this week, which is pretty similar to last week. We did have a slight tick in our price decreases at 582, and so that's an indicator that those homes are sitting a little bit longer and people are making adjustments to those prices to get more eyes on the property, or people have come onto the market with, let's say, wishful thinking, hoping that they're going to get more than they are, and they need to make those adjustments to make it more appealing. Now, I do like this under contract number. This is holding at about 600, and that is a nice solid number. So when we do next month's market report and we go back and look at these numbers, we'll show that we had a really good July, and that is very, very good because that's where we are, July 2024. All right, kids, that is your local market numbers for this week, and now it is time for one of my favorite shows of the month, the Community Spotlight. Yay! So we have a family that has been in town forever, and I know that my family has used them and lots of clients has used them, and as part of our community, they have been around, and as soon as I say the name, you're going to know exactly who I'm talking about and recognize them. I am talking Bugsy Blinds, that has been in Vegas for as long as I can remember. So please welcome to the show from Bugsy Blinds, we have Carmen and Conrad Trevino. Hi guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, glad to see you here bright and early.
Yeah.
Thursday morning. So I know that I am so familiar with the Bugsy Blinds billboard with the, what is it? Tommy gun. Yeah. I almost said a Gatling gun. I don't even know what a Gatling gun is. Okay, but a Tommy gun. That is a famous photo for Vegas locals. Everybody recognizes it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's actually you on the photograph, isn't it?
It is. It's me. I'm the gangster. So
you're the gangster of
a lot
blinds.
of people ask me, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I'm a gangster. And they go, they just look at me and they just go, they laugh and they're like, okay. And I'm like,
well, hey, listen, we're rooted in a gangster in this city, so they don't know if you're serious or if you're joking.
I know. I love the initial reaction, and I tell them who I really am.
And they're like, oh yes, okay. You are a gangster. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, everybody I know, when I say Bugsy Blinds, they're like, the gun. And I'm like, yeah, the gun. The Tommy gun. All right, so how long have you guys been in town?
We have been in business for over 21 years.
Nice.
So yeah, we started in February 2003, and we just celebrated our 21st anniversary.
So happy birthday, Bugsy Blinds. That's awesome.
Lucky 21.
21, you're able to drink now.
Yeah.
It's a good town for that. All right, awesome. So you guys have a showroom, and it is off of Dean Martin.
Dean Martin and Post. We're probably about maybe half a mile away from the Allegiant Stadium.
Okay, cool. And so people can go into the showroom and just sort of, that's always a good jumping off point, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what's available.
They can come in, look, touch, feel, play with some of the motorization options, the cordless, all the different options for all the different window covers we have. We have probably about 30 different brands that we carry, but we feature a majority of what we offer in the showroom.
Oh, excellent. And I'm a touchy-feely person, and it's hard when you're buying stuff, especially online. Like, it's a great deal, but then when product shows up, you just don't have an idea of the quality.
Yeah.
Right. So it's good to get in there and sort of touch and feel it. So I know that some people, especially like clients that I have, right? They like love a house, they want to buy the house, and then when they get in, they want to nest and make it their own, and they might have like vertical blinds or there's no window coverings or anything, and they don't really know where to start. So let's just say somebody for the first time is putting blinds in their house. What do you suggest? They come into the showroom?
That is usually the best place to start, especially like if they don't know what they want. I just say, you know what, why don't you come in the showroom and let's talk about your needs, because there's a huge sometimes disconnect of, we get out there because we go and do free in-home consultations, and sometimes they don't really know, and they're like, well, I don't know what that looks like, or as much as I might suggest something, it's so much easier when I have my clients come in the store and then we can go through every single scenario with them, because I say, how often do you want to be able to control the light? Do you want to just diffuse it? Do you want complete blackout? And these are a lot of factors that determine which product we're going to get you into.
Right. And there's actually a ton of products, right?
There's
it's not
a ton.
Like, hey, we're going to throw up blinds.
And even if you get blinds, there's subcategories of what you can do with those blinds. Like, what kind of valance do you want? Do you want the cordless option versus motorization? Or, do you want to be able to just diffuse it a little bit? And so every blind can have up to about 5 or 10 different options within it. So
wow, that's a lot of options.
It is.
That
and
must get
sometimes
overwhelming.
It does. It gets overwhelming for clients, and so that's why me personally, I try to just narrow it down to just a couple of options, and then I'll tell them what I think is best based on their needs, and then we go from there, and then I can show them right in the store exactly how it operates.
Yeah, that would work better for me because I'm a this or that girl. Do you want this or that? And I get to pick.
Yeah, very visual. It's nice to be able to feel the product and then determining, oh, I'm not going to like this, or I have cats, they're going to
claw that up.
Yes. Yeah. So we always ask those questions, and it's pertinent when you're looking at window coverings to choose something that's right for you and your family, at that time. And feeling it and knowing the options, and then the different price points, if you want to do something a lot nicer for your main bedroom and your living room, your common areas, as opposed to the guest rooms that you're not going to have use of very often.
So when people come in, then do they have the whole house in mind? Because you said like maybe they want to change something a little bit different. Do people usually do the whole home uniform? Do they just come in and say, I just want the main living area?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on budget. So if they're looking to just redo the entire house, like yesterday, I just met with some clients, and they had came in the store 2 days ago, and then I went yesterday as the follow-up to their home. They came in the store wanting motorization on their windows, and come to find out they've got arch windows. And I said, and they were 20 feet up in the air, and I said, we can do them, but we'd have to do those motorized roller shades as a square over the arch as an outside mount. And I said, I don't think it's going to look pretty, and if this is your main focal area, I think shutters would be actually the best way to go. It's going to show the architectural design of that arch. And then, we can build you a pole to kind of open and close them as you need them. And the clients, after they went back and forth, the husband and wife talked to each other, they said, we think you're actually right. We're just not going to like the look of the square over an arch.
Yeah, I have to agree. That was a good call, especially like walking into a home.
But they came in the store with one thing in mind. And then, after I found out what their needs were and I explained exactly how it's going to look, the end result was, we had to get them into another product. And I think ultimately they were very appreciative that they were able to come in the store and see those options first before making that decision.
Yeah, and that was great advice, because as a buyer's agent, if I walked into a house and there was like random blinds hanging outside of the window, I'd be like, that looks weird.
And it just doesn't look finished. Yeah. And for me, my OCD kind of kicks in, and I always treat the house like it's my house, and I try not to do that because I know it's other people's houses, but I want to do what's in the best interest of their needs, with it also looking very, very good. So.
Okay, so I know that feeling too, because I'm the same way. When I'm with my clients, I want to advise them, but I keep having to say, Tiana, this isn't your house. This isn't your money. You don't get to make these decisions. Exactly. But I always feel like I have a little bit of insight that I should be sharing at least. So.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that all of us who love our clients do that, right?
I do it because I love my clients, and I love to see the end result, and I want them to be happy with the final product that's put in.
So you said you got them into plantation shutters on the arch. I bet that's going to look so good. Buyers love plantation shutters.
They are still very, very popular. A lot of clients were asking me, are shutters still popular? Are they still like, the in thing? And I'm telling them, yes, it is, because it still represents over 30-40% of our business right now.
Oh, okay,
so it's
that's
still
excellent.
very popular. We actually manufacture them in our facility as well. So when people come to our showroom, a lot of times if I'm there, I can just give them like a quick, the 25-cent tour and just show them how we actually put the entire process together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That always
So
is
we
a cool
control
connection.
the process, and then
Beginning to end. Tell me about that.
So somebody comes into the store, we find out their needs, they decide they end up wanting shutters, or they like it, they're going to see the different options of the louver size. So we have 3.5, 4.5. Do they want the front tilt versus the hidden tilt, where there's no tilt rod in the front?
Right.
I don't know if you've seen that option.
I know all about that.
So we have those two options. We do them either one, same price. And then they have the frame option that goes around the entire window.
Which is my favorite frame option. It feels like a reveal because then I can pull the. I'm like, not only is it shutters, but boom, full window, and then you spread them, and
you
then
can open them out. They've got the hinges on there, and then they got the magnets to catch them in place so that they just close. Freely. But once we do that, we go out there, we take the measurements. If they're just squares, our lead time is about 2 weeks right now from start to finish.
Very nice.
It's the fastest that you're going to find anywhere in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and that's because of the in-house manufacturing.
The in-house manufacturing, and we control the entire process. So we keep in stock at least 6 months to a year's worth of inventory.
Nice.
So we don't have inventory problems. Sometimes we may just get a little backlogged on the installs. Maybe we have a lot of orders going on all at the same time. But we're very consistent in our quality control and making sure that we meet our deadlines for our clients.
And so is the plantation shutter the only thing you manufacture, or you manufacture other types of
No, so we
window
do the shutters at our facility, and we make the arches for those shutters as well. And then we also make vertical blinds.
Okay.
And vertical blinds are, something that has faded away over the time.
Yeah.
They were popular 20 years ago when we started, but we still have that need for our commercial clients that are still using it in that aspect.
All right, you look like you were going to say something,
Oh,
Carmen.
I was going to say that, or sometimes you have like a renter moving out, and they know they're going to lose a security deposit because they pulled all the
blinds,
the
or they
blinds
break,
down or
like
whatnot.
3 of them are on the ground.
Something. So they'll come in, they're like, okay, I'm moving out in a month. This is the size. Can I get it done? They'll come in, we'll manufacture it for them and, get it installed, put it back up, then they get their security deposit back. So sometimes depends how much they put in. Is it worth it to replace them?
Okay.
Or, we also do sell the little parts. If it's just the, what is it?
I don't know.
The blind, what is it called?
I call it a pulley string.
The vane. If the vane came out, we have vane savers. We have a parts department.
Okay.
So if it's only little things that need to be repaired, our parts department can assist them, and then they, fix them on their own.
So my sister has a vertical blind that drives me nuts because it's the one that goes like wonky and sideways. Do you got a quick fix hack for that?
You need to replace the headrail.
Well, that's not a quick fix hack.
Yeah,
Well, see, and that's a great point you just brought up, is because people have had that issue in the past, and typically those parts are plastic. They're very kind of cheaply made. We invested probably about 12 or 13 years ago into a system called Deco Matic.
Okay.
And it was a German-engineered vertical headrail system. It is one of the most expensive ones to fabricate and manufacture.
Right.
But we did that in the best interest of our clients, because we used to use the ones that you're just talking about.
Right.
We would
Every
buy.
time I go in there, I'm like, I always want to flip that little piece of plastic
We
so
would
it
have
lays
clients
flat.
call us a year after we would do the install and be like, the vane, the stem broke off at the top and I need to have it replaced. And we would take care of it, but it just became so costly for us that we wanted to find something different. And so we were at a window covering trade show back in, I want to say, 2011, 2012, something like that. And we found a Deco Matic headrail system, invested into it. It was very expensive. And the training behind it, because it's a very intricate system. But all the stems are made with like polycarbonate fibers on them.
Strong.
And then the stems are actually made out of aluminum, and then the actual headrail is like steel and aluminum. So all the headrails that we use have that entire system, and it is expensive to make, but once we install it, like, our callback is probably less than 1%.
So what do you think is the most popular blind or window covering that you guys are selling? I know you said like 30 to 40% are shutters.
Right now,
that sounds pretty dang popular.
Right now, the roller shades have just taken the entire market by storm. Everybody loves roller shades.
Okay, so I've seen some beautiful roller shades that have sort of a translucent panel in them, so you can roll it and it can be let the light in, or it can diffuse, or it can, right, or it can go dark. And I love those, and I'm starting to see them more and more, or the same sort of idea of that translucent, but like in a slider panel.
Yeah.
Yep. These are all my technical terms. I don't know what they're called.
No, you sound great.
Okay, cool. So those I'm seeing a lot more of now, when I used to see a lot of vertical blinds. So I'm assuming that's popular.
Yeah, that's part of that too. So roller shades are just the one fabric that'll only go up or only go down. What you're talking about is the transitional ones, which are kind of in the same family. It's basically a roller shade twice, because it has like a double roll on it.
Right.
So those are very, very popular as well. Those can be motorized. You can have them with the chain on them if you need to, and now they even come cordless too.
Yeah, and then I saw some the other day that it looked, they could come from the top down or from the bottom up, which was brilliant, because then you can block out like all the way to roof lines and just have sky.
Yep.
And so
you can do that with honeycomb shades. So that you can do with honeycomb shades. You can also do it with Roman shades and even woven woods.
Nice.
And it's just it's a beautiful look. A lot of people like them, and they're not that much like difference as far as like between shutters and roller shades. Roller shades are probably a little bit less expensive than the shutters, and they look great. They look fantastic, and they're very easy maintenance because they're hanging vertically. You don't really have a dust factor or cleaning issues with roller shades too. So
that is nice.
that is one key factor I do bring up to people, because a lot of people ask about the cleaning of them too and the maintenance.
Yeah.
So,
and what is the cleaning of them?
So shutters, you just take some 409 or just a damp cloth, and you would just go through every single vein. So it can be kind of a process, but
little tedious, but it's not every day.
With
right?
roller shades, you really don't have any maintenance at all, because
just a Swiffer.
Yeah, maybe a Swiffer, but
just to kind of
it's a
dust
product
it all
that goes
up
and down, so it doesn't really have dust hanging on it.
Yeah, and we don't have the dust in the valley that we used to. You've been here years and years and years as the city's developed, and we have less and less raw land around us. We're seeing less and less dust in people's homes, and newer windows and stuff, all the new construction. So that's cool. And then Carmen, you guys work together. So you guys are married. I don't know if I said that at the beginning of the show. You guys are a happy couple running the local business, which is fantastic. What do you do, Carmen?
So I always say I share a small role, because he does a lot, but I do the financing. So helping our customers when they come into the office to apply for financing. I have a team in the showroom as well. So our showroom consultants are there Monday through Friday. They're me and to two other people. So when customers come in and they're inquiring about making a purchase, you sometimes doing the whole house can be a lot. So they are inquiring about financing, what it would cost, what it would, what would it entail. And the showroom consultants always assist, so they can apply online and get pre-qualified at home or in our showroom.
Without a credit check.
Without a credit check. Yeah, the pre-qualification. It just kind of gives you a number like, hey, a soft tap on your credit. This is what we're looking at possibly approving you for. And then that kind of gives you a general idea on what you want to move forward with in a purchase.
Yeah.
Then once you figure out the final number of what you need, then you can always apply and have that application process again in the store or at your appointment with your designer or in home on your own.
And the financing options that we have are interest free. So we have anywhere from 6 months right now up to 18 months, depending on the size of the purchase. And in some cases, we can even go 36 months as like an equal pay.
Wow.
So 6, 12, and 18 months interest deferred. So you have that time from the time of purchase up until, the end of your promo. no interest. And then once that promo ends, then that interest kicks in. But most of our clients, with right now the 18-month promo that we have going on this year, a lot of our clients are opting for that. And they're like, oh yeah, we're going to pay it off in 12 months, or tax season is coming around the corner. So they're already looking for ways that they're going to pay that off and take advantage of the interest deferred options.
Yeah, having interest deferred is really great, especially for 18 months, because if you are
It's huge.
diligent with your money and you know what you want to do, you can have those blinds basically put in on a payment plan without that interest.
Right,
So-
absolutely.
And some of our clients actually have already, like, because we utilize Synchrony Bank as our partner for that.
Okay.
A lot of our clients actually already have a Synchrony Home card, so
Okay.
a lot of times we can even take their card already if they haven't gotten it through another vendor, like a furniture store or whatever. So that's been really impactful for a lot of our clients. They're taking advantage of it, and especially because the economy is kind of uncertain right now. So
Really? You noticed?
Yeah, and some of our clients, sometimes they, we can help them when they come in or when they're with a designer. You pay a minimum of 3.5% a month,
Right.
So you can always pay more, but there's always that minimum. So at least if you make that, you don't lose that promotion.
Right.
And it's at some point, sometimes you fall into hard times. You can always call and say, hey, can I get this month deferred towards the end? And they'll help you out with that.
That's really a good company.
It's a very good
Yeah.
company to work with. You get once every 12 months. And if they don't want to do the whole house, just based off of what the payoff may be, the amount would be in those 18 months, they can always do it in phases too. When we come over, the designers measure the entire house. And if you say, I only want to do these 3, and then we'll save the others, once this is paid off, we can do that as well.
Oh.
We keep that on file.
yeah,
Oh,
we have a lot of
that's-
clients do that too.
I was going to say that's a really great option too, because I know people, especially first-time home buyers, it becomes overwhelming.
It
They're
does.
looking for a little privacy, or they're looking to control temperature a little bit better, but they don't have the funds or the means to get that loan for the entire house, but just to come and but you have all of the information on file for future.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't have to come back out and measure again.
Right.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And then the other thing we didn't talk about too was our progressive finance, which is a no credit check, 90 days, same as cash. So yeah, it's just basically what you would have the information for that. but-
Yeah, so they don't call it same as cash anymore, but
I already heard you correct him on the deferment. It's not interest free, it's deferred.
yes,
Yeah, we gotta
yes.
use the legal terms. That's
Yes,
for sure.
yes. We don't want them knocking on the door saying you said that wrong. No, but so it's 90 days. So you have the first 90 days after the install. So you come in, you get your quote, you said, let's go. You'll sign their financing paperwork that says, I'm borrowing X amount of dollars for this purchase. My 90 days start the day that you install. No biggie. The application process is very similar. Go on the website. It says you're approved, and they'll actually give you a call and say, hey, how do you like your blinds? And, are we good to go? And they'll say, yes, we're good to go. You have 90 days to pay up that entire amount.
Nice.
After the 90 days, if it's not paid off, then the interest is
Kicks
added on.
in.
It kicks
Yep.
in. However, a lot of clients who
They
are
convert it to a lease.
correct, it's a lease to own option is how they set that up through
Okay.
progressive financing or progressive leasing. I'm sorry. And a lot of our clients who are purchasing a house, and between you and I,
You and I, girl, I won't tell
between
anybody, just you and I. What do you
so
got?
some clients are buying their house, they can't have that hard credit
That is absolutely
right
true.
check. So this one is a soft one.
Yeah.
So they will base it off of a couple of things. They do their own, inquiries and whatnot, but it doesn't show up. So some clients have decided, hey, I'm going to move in a month. We're closing. Let me apply for this. And those 90 days don't kick in because they're not
Installed.
installed. So
Right.
then they're probably closed a month, into them buying the home, and we'll order and we'll
Yeah,
install.
they can at that time they can actually order, get the install done and everything without even having their credit affected
Right.
at all.
It's
especially-
just-
Which is brilliant, because I'm going to tell you right now, as a realtor, the first thing I do when I sit down with buyers is don't spend any money.
Right.
Don't run up a credit card bill. Don't quit your job. Don't change bank accounts. Don't take on a new lease or anything. You just save everything. Eat top ramen. Save every dollar until you're in a house, and then go
you're,
buck
you're on
wild.
a financial diet when
Yeah.
you're buying
Oh,
a
I like
home.
that financial diet. Can I steal that? I'll write that
Take
down.
it, yes.
Take it.
I
I'll
give
be
it
like,
to
you're on a
everybody.
financial diet. If somebody said that to me, though, I'd be mad. I'd be like, no, I just want to spend all my money.
But it's so true though,
Financial
because
diet.
you don't want it to affect the interest rate that you're
Getting,
gonna get.
and you're not
Right.
tied down to anything. Well, you've signed, something that says, hey, I'm going to lease to own this once it's installed, but I'm closing before that. So you have room to work with.
Yeah.
A lot of our customers do that because at least we'll get the process starting. You've committed to purchasing them. We're committed to buying them and, carrying it for you. Once you've closed and you've moved in, boom, let's come in and install. So you won't have that time, that lag time.
Yeah.
Having to shower at night because you have no window coverings in the dark.
You'd think you shower during the day because they can't see in with the reflection, right?
Right, you would think. But yeah, right, just at night with the lights off.
Just in the dark.
Not that
Yeah.
we're talking about experience or anything, but
That sounds like it's familiar to you. Did you guys have to shower in the dark at one time in your life?
Yeah.
yes, we did. We did because we didn't know, we didn't plan for it.
Another great thing too right now, especially during the summer, that I wanted to bring up was the solar screens that go on
Yes.
the outside.
Yes.
lot
That's
of-
another thing I was going to bring up because we just got news this week. And to me, you've been here 21 years. Tell me this does not sound weird. They said another 6 weeks of 3-digit temperatures.
It's insane.
I'm like,
It's insane.
but don't we have 3-digit temperatures for 6-8 weeks every year? Like, why is this
Yeah.
Well,
different?
this one's longer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's already been a month of 3-digit.
Yeah, but
So-
I feel like from
But as
June,
long as
July, August,
I've
we
lived here
always have
like 30 years,
Sames.
and even as long as I've lived here, I'm still not used to the heat. I hate it.
Oh,
I'm glad
opposite.
I have a pool.
I love
but,
it.
One way you can stay cool is by getting those solar screens that diffuse up to 80 to 95% of the light, and then I tell people these things pay for themselves in the first year.
They do, and they're a good resale.
Yes.
Every
Yeah.
time I'm showing a house and there's solar panels, especially if it's a west-facing window.
Yes.
I mean, not solar panels, solar screens. I'm like, trust me, you're going to be glad you had this because that sun, especially a west-facing window,
Right.
that's rough, man.
Yeah, and it's also a good way if you invest in purchasing shutters for your home. It's a good way to protect them too.
Oh, right, from damage.
And I forgot the shutters, actually, the ones that we provide, our poly shutters,
Okay.
actually qualify for a federal tax rebate too.
Oh.
For up to $1,200 because they're considered energy efficient. So
That's excellent news.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, we
That
provide.
should be like right on a billboard too.
Right?
Like,
Yeah, once you've made your purchase, we send over a document. We email it to you. We mail it to you as well, and it's something that you're going to turn into your tax person that shows you made this purchase. This is how much you paid. This is your, the home that you live in, and then you turn that in, and then they deal with the tax rebate portion. But we provide that documentation for
Excellent.
the homeowners.
excellent. And are there any other blinds besides the shutters that are considered energy efficient that could help
yes,
with
the
temperature or?
honeycombs are very energy efficient
Okay.
as well. Those are also qualifying for the federal tax rebate from
Nice.
certain suppliers. So that's another great way to go as well. The solar screens, though, I've had so many client testimonials that have called me even a week after we've installed them. They're like, you cannot believe how much cooler my room is ever since you put these things in.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
shocking.
And then they've actually showed me the bill before and after, and the savings is usually between 20 to 30%.
Yeah,
huge.
that I believe, because I remember we moved into a property once and the solar shades were all in the garage, and then the owner was like, oh, we took them down because it darkened the room a little bit, and we like bright. But the room, when I was showing the house, was unbearable. I can't show unbearable houses to clients and have them go, oh, this is where I want to live.
Yeah.
I want it to be perfect temperature, nice light, smell good, like the
100%, yeah.
best foot forward, right?
Right.
And so we ended up putting the solar shades back on in the next showing that we had. It was cool and it was nice, and then they ended up buying the house, and I was like, see?
Yeah.
I told you. But yes, solar shades do make a difference, and I didn't think it really changed the light that much.
Not really. You can
Yeah.
still see through them during the day.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I just meant the brightness of the
Oh,
room.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's going to diffuse it a little bit, but not a lot. So.
All right. So, asking for a friend. Just kidding. It's a client. They have vertical blinds, and they look like burnt out and sunscreened on one side of the blinds from facing out all the time. Are those? I told her just to replace them, but she thinks there's a quick hack or clean from. Is that even a possibility? Because they work properly, right? Everything opens and closes.
If they're completely burned and
On one side they are. The other side looks fine. The house, those facing inside, the
there's
outside.
no way to save them.
No way to save them.
No.
All right, all right. Just thought I'd ask for a friend. All right, you guys have been amazing, and we're coming to the end of the show, but I do want people, I know that we talked about your showroom, but if they need to get a hold of you, do you have an email or a phone number you'd like to
Sure.
give our listeners so they
Yeah.
can contact you?
You can contact us at 702-24-BUGSY, hit option 1 to set up your free in-home consultation. Or you can go to our website at bugsysblinds.com as well.
All right, Conrad, Carmen, thank you so much for coming in, and thank you, Las Vegas, for tuning into us. We are here every Thursday at 9:30. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss a beat, and we'll see you next Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Have a great week. Bye, Vegas.